So my name is Morgan Ames, and I'm a volunteer with Paraguay Educa in Paraguay. There is a deployment of 4,000 laptops in a city called Calcupe, about 60 kilometers east of the capital Asunción, and they will soon be receiving 5,000 more. And my primary function as a volunteer has been an evaluation, both social and educational, of the deployment so far. It's been about 2 years now.
Cool. And then I'll just ask you a quick question. What was it that sort of got you hooked on OLPC? What was it that, like, once you did that, you were willing to sort of, do all that you've done now?
So I must say, I actually got hooked a number of years ago. I'm a PhD student at Stanford, and even when I was going into my program at Stanford, I was very interested in OLPC. This was in the early years. This was 2006. So OLPC was just starting up, and so I wrote a couple papers on OLPC, but it was just this year that I was able to do an internship through OLPC, and I ended up in Paraguay. I actually didn't know until the end where I was going to end up, so I'm very happy that I ended up in Paraguay because the team there is amazing, and they're very interested in doing evaluations. So it's been a wonderful experience to be able to spend a lot of time in the schools, to be able to interview teachers, to students, to be able to interview parents, to be able to participate and help for the last 4 months.
Cool.
What do you think is the more magical experience for the kids?
Cuando ellos reciben el regalo, what do you think that es más impresionante? ¿Qué viste en ellos que más te sorprendió?
Pues, sí, es más fácil, gracias. I think for them, this sounds a bit abstract, but for many of them, the idea that somebody trusts them with this laptop and expects great things out of them because of it has had a huge effect. Many of them didn't have many dreams for their future, and with the laptop, they have so many more dreams, they have so many more ideas. They are learning a lot from the laptop. It's very amazing, but I think the shift in their expectations for the future is one of the biggest changes, and I think that's incredibly important.
What is the more important question that the kids do make to you when they receive the laptop?
Questions about the laptop itself?
No, yeah, about the laptop or about what happened with these things.
Well, many of them first want to know, how do I get on the internet and download all of the games and music that I hear about on the television? But after that, I think that a lot depends on their environment. So some children really focus on the media aspects and music, games, videos, these sorts of things. But there are a lot of children who were already in environments that were more that encouraged education. Their parents are very, perhaps their parents are teachers, are very focused on creating an educational environment. And so there are a number of children in Paraguay and Uruguay that call themselves, in Paraguay in particular, that call themselves scratcheros or itoiseros or tortugarteros, who have become experts, and they feel a lot of pride in being an expert in this area. So they're not only learning a lot about the project, but they have a standing in the community.
His mind changed. This in his
Yes, and self-esteem is much higher. Yes.
Cool. Anything that you want to add?
I guess every deployment is somewhat complicated. There are some things that are going excellently. There are always some things to improve. So I think one thing that I would say to the OLPC community more broadly is to not hide the things that need to improve. I think we can learn a lot. We can learn a lot from one another in being able to talk between the deployments and being able to learn from one another's successes, but also from one another's mistakes. So I hope that we have an opportunity to have a dialogue like is going on at this conference right now.
Cool.
Okay. I hope that's okay.